the cockroaches coming out of my toilet and stuff. I had to drink protein shakes because that's the only thing I have at home. And that's when I know like, I'm really fucked.
It was so painful that my salary comes in at 28. At 29, my bank account is empty. Right?
Oh my God.
Every month, zero again, right? For 2 solid years, 3 solid years.
Won't you think that people who are afraid of money because they don't talk about it?
I blame their parents for giving them a very comfortable life. Means like when the pain is not painful enough and the hunger is not bad enough. That's a common theme among very successful people. There will be a when you make money or you lose money, right, do it for yourself. I was having 5 appointments a day. So because I kena cold storage already, so might as well. And I can eat 1 meal a day. So when we go and eat zapfan or whatever, I was crying.
Shit.
Sean, easy for you to say lah. You don't care how people look at you. Suddenly like, hey, that's a superpower.
You were your own wedding photographer.
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Then we did it in budget. Then she need to rent her gowns. She did her own makeup.
If you don't have that kind of maturity around cars, don't buy it. Really push come to shove, are you willing to let go of the car?
Just because you're my uncle, I must listen to you, man. Then shut up lah.
Welcome to Keepit100 Talks. My name is Thomas Yap, and most people know me as a car enthusiast or the guy that talks about Keepit100. Right now we turn into a podcast. And the reason why we have this podcast is because I want to bring conversations that matter. For my life, I have many breakthroughs because of certain conversations I had with people or listening to other people's conversation. And I want to create this for people. I want this channel, this podcast to be the source where someone's life can really take a new path. So this is what we do. We keep it 100, we keep it real. We bring important topics around mindset, money, and lifestyle. And I'm so excited because in this episode, we're going to dive into a very important topic, which is money. I think money is so essential, but we don't talk about it enough. There's so many taboos around it. People avoid topics or maybe they talk about money differently. But I think the more we talk about it, the more we're able to find more empowering ways to relate to it. So today we have someone who is very comfortable talking about it, someone who is providing massive value to his audience constantly, right? And while he's also a champion in providing insights in real estate, money is always the topic. Money is always something related to it. And I've seen how he engages his community, not only in creating content, but really just taking the personal time to answer questions, dealing with the intricacies of money. And I really respect that. And I think we need more people like this talking about money, given how important this topic is about, right? So today I'm so excited to have Iherng or Sean Tan, right? Some of you may know him.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Thanks for being on our podcast.
No problem.
I think it's so, I really like how you, like I was telling the audience, how you engage the community. And I know you like to educate younger audience on real estate, but what really gets you, put there's a lot of effort and time, like sitting down thinking, because everybody asking you questions is a different puzzle to solve, and then you sit down and think, what's the motivation for you? Because you don't know content creators like us, you don't get paid doing this, right? So what's your motivation, man?
Back then, because of one of my very bad mistakes in investment. So that was the main problem that at that moment where there's no free information, there's no free content online. The only way to learn property back then was to pay gurus.
Oh.
And then rich people also don't want to share with you their secrets.
Yeah. Unless you kawan with them lah.
You kawan also, they will need to test water, see you sincere or not. Are you in for the advices only or not? Yeah, so it was a very protected segment. That's why I try to imagine myself at 22. I first bought my first property at 22. So
wow, so young.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'm 25 or probably. I made a terrible mistake also.
Yeah. So if I have people like myself today, I would have geared way more. I would have whacked less walls or whatsoever. So that was the motivation behind. That's why whenever I answer question, and I do this very long already.
Yeah.
So the more I do this, the more I realize that everyone has different problems. Although the property is the same. It might be your first, it might be your 17th. It might be 25 years old. It might be 45. It might be a single person. It might be a married woman, a single mom with 2 kids. circumstances are different. So the strategy around owning or investing the property will be very different also. So there will be a lot of nuances, and the more I answer these kind of questions, right, the best thing that will happen to me in the future is when I pass away, people will feel sad lah.
Wow. I saw a recent clip from an interview with a show with Keanu Reeves, and they asked him like, what do you think happened when you pass away? He said the people who love you will miss you. Wow, really like what goosebumps, right?
Yeah. So that's the part of the main reason. Like now I have audiences where they share the first baby. When they know that they have a new baby, right? They share with me first before their parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some serious impact, man.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Then like when they get over their graduation, when they get first job, they share with me first before their parents also.
Wow. That's super cool, man. I mean, we've got people coming to thank us when they buy a car. Like, bro, I finally got this car, you know?
Yeah.
And that's cool. But what you do, you see, I think a lot of people misunderstand content creators. There's many content creators. There's a lot of influencers and you know, billboards out there. I say billboards because some people run their channel like billboards. But I noticed the difference between you and a lot of people is that you are actually a community leader, for example. You're giving insights. Because I was just thinking about it, like if you go to your agent, property agent, and say, hey, what do you think? Of course, they have a motivation, intrinsic motivation to sell, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way it's invented, right?
Yep.
If you go to your loan agent, they have an intrinsic motivation to get you that loan. But no one's going to say, you know, hey, what's your personal goal? You know, what's your current situation? You know? And you're right. Like back then, you have to either pay money or know the right person. And with leveraging technology and social media, you're able to provide that, right? So really, really respect, man. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, today we're going to talk about money. I know this topic can be triggering for some people. It's not intended to trigger. That's not the point. But we do know that it's a sensitive topic for some people. So if there is any sort of feelings coming up, so on and so forth, I mean, we'd love to hear it. So share it in the comments, and if you do have any of your opinions. But I think likewise, when we go through it and we, you know, if we keep avoiding it, we can't get over it, right? Now, I too have my fair share of, things that I was sore about money. Like, like my mentor used to tell me, ask me what car you want, right? Because you're all car guys, right? Yeah. And I say, I think I'll get this car, like a Ford Focus. And he looked at me and say, Thomas, don't BS lah. I know you like, I know what car you like, right? You're just too lazy to aim for that car. Like, oh, really like, ouch, right? But I was triggered. I was saying like, you can say that, man, because you successful, man, right? So I had a trigger point, but if we just let the trigger define us, then we'll never get past it, right? So yeah, so we're going to have some of these conversations, but the intention is to, not to trigger people, is to shed some light and hopefully can pick up some empowering viewpoints, you know, because I think in our lifetime, there will be moments where we have new moments of inspiration and suddenly, boom, you have like new decisions, new viewpoints. So I hope this podcast becomes that moment that it sparks something new for a lot of people, right? So thanks for being on it, right? So I got a lot of questions written down, but you know, we go with the flow. And if you have anything, you can just chip in, right? So I think us, because I am so comfortable talking about money in my community, so as you, I'm sure you get a fair share of reactions around money. What are the generally disempowering reactions towards money and finance, and why do you think people have this? You know, like what the top few ones? What the top few reactions that you get?
I realize this only happens to people who don't have money. And the more you don't want to talk about it, the more you won't have it. And the main inspiration behind the channel is also, I realized why I was gearing towards property a lot at a younger age, because at my family dinner table, we all talk about stocks, money, salary, property.
Like openly,
like, hey, how much you bought that one? How much you make already? Why you don't want to sell? Then at like 12 to 15, that was the dinner table conversation.
Wow.
And then when you grow up, that's why when I was going into the market at 21, 22, right, I know what to do already. So when you see people, then you listen to all the stories. Like why last time YTL do this, why last time BU do that, why last time Damansara do like that. Then there was days where I witnessed, LDP was not around. There were days before LDP was built.
You listen to our okay.
So I listened to all those kind of stories, then you pay attention to it. Okay, how LRT is going to change, how MRT is going to change the landscape. And only people who just doze off, where I have other cousins who just doze off, until today they are a very different being compared to me. Just that they are refusing to accept the fact. It's like how when I have weight problems, I don't want to go on the scale. I don't want to go to the doctor and get my blood checked because I know it's going to be alerting. So that is when I need to take steps to remedy it, or I can just continue ignoring it. So this is always the problem when people take... The classic example is when people take loan rejections very negatively.
I have my fair share of that.
Bro, you cannot qualify. We need more income statements or whatsoever. Can you prove or not? You got any FD savings or not? Then like, if cannot afford, then cannot afford, I'll walk away lah. Right? But a lot of people then, cannot. Then I'll go and pinjam money here, pinjam money there, just to make sure that I can qualify for the loan. That's a very amateur way to go about it. But that's always the best punchline for a lot of salespeople lah.
Also, there's the FOMO feeling lah. Like, I must get this deal. If not, I.
It's like I'm somewhat challenging you. You cannot lah. You cannot lah. Then like, okay lah. I just should prove it to you that I can lah.
So that shows the maturity around money and finance, right? So if you, and like you said something, right? You said between somebody who talks about money and have a genuine interest about money, finance, development, and someone who doesn't, someone who has a genuine interest would eventually develop maturity. So when you have maturity, then you won't fall into FOMO, you won't fall into needing to prove, you know. You know, and I think the same for everything, isn't it? Like cooking lah, driving lah, right?
Like Alex Homorzi said this, like if you want to you want to lose weight, you go onto the scale every day. But
it's very confronting for a lot of people.
You just pay attention. Like today, like I'm also having a weight problem where I need to reduce so I can do muscle ups. So my coach today is like, hey, we need to address like your strength training is like at its peak already. If you go anymore, we worry about injury. So we need to cut down your body weight. Okay, so like I'm not eating already. Now we need to figure out ways. Then every day I just stand out the scale. Okay, today is like 88. We need to go down to 85. How? Every day, like every gram counts lah. Then if you want to grow money, you need to log into your bank account every day.
100%.
A lot of people, when they don't have money, like especially after vacations, right, they dare not log into the account to look at the debt balance in their credit card.
So they're not even willing to have a talk with themselves around money. Like really like what's going on.
So that's the first step to overcome. So like we can only improve things that we can measure.
Absolutely, man.
So if you cannot measure like where the money is going, right, then you cannot stop. Then you just like, blah, blah, like that. Hopefully, even if you want to kena toto, you need to go and buy one.
Correct. It's true, right? And one of the practice I do is I have a budget sheet. So every single, I would say the longest between I visit my budget sheet is maybe 48 hours. I always go in my budget sheet. Whatever I spend, I'll just throw it in. Not because I'm being calculative or anything. It's like, you know, the way I see it is like money is essential today. I mean, I'm saying some people, do you get called being a money-minded person? Like, oh, you're so money-minded, right? So I do as well, right? You know, but it's not because I'm obsessed about money, but it's just a reality that money is essential, right? Everything we need needs money. Our retirement needs money. If I can take care of my parents, I need money. I want to take care of my car, I need money. I want to buy food, I need money.
But a lot of people don't understand that to be in a state where you no longer look at the right side of the menu needs a lot of money.
Yes.
You need to be at a certain level. So people don't get this. Like I just recently got this. So it's like when you have a certain amount of money, for example, like 500,000. Another 300,000 is not going to change your daily life really, right?
Correct.
So if you are a millionaire, right, in Malaysia, right, let's say like you have like maybe 8 million, 7 million, another million is not going to change your life really, right? drastically. It's not life-changing money anymore. When you reach that kind of level, day-to-day expenses, right, it's nothing much. And then only you start to realize that, hey, you no longer need to stinge. Like when you go into, this is a classic example that my Singapore friend shared. When you go into the restaurant, if you are still looking at the right-hand side, meaning you are not there yet. So at most, when we sign the card, is there a mistake? Like we roughly know, but we don't really pinpoint. I think that's the state to be. And that's my goal all this while.
Like a little temperature check lah, like where you are. Cool.
So that's something that people need to really understand first. And unfortunately, like 85% of us actually are employees. That's why they don't get. Like for me, I was very obsessed when I was working in a corporate public listed company developer in Malaysia. How does one old man controls 99.9% of the employees? And when he wave, right, everybody go there, then everybody must follow. Just by using money.
That's how powerful money is, right?
You dare not be late to work because you accepted a 3,008 salary. That was like when I was, because I'm always that maverick, then I always late. And like, Sean, if you really continue to be late, we will issue you a warning letter.
If lah.
Whatever lah, right? Like,
lai lah.
Because I will stay back way longer.
Yeah.
So that's the, then when I look at how this 40-year-old, 50-year-old gentlemen, right, are so fearful of an old man. Just because they are receiving pay.
But also, don't you think that it's because they don't have they don't have that healthy relationship with money, that they say that, hey, actually I can increase my income. Actually, I can have different financial tools out there that I can do it. Different kind of, now I think more than ever right now, right, in this age, I know some people complain that, like they say something like this, like, back in the days, if our parents earn 3,000, they are very good. Today, 3,000 is nothing. That's also the reality. We can't change that. We can moan about it, or we can take a look at, hey, there's so many ways to earn money today. And because of internet, you can earn money in US dollars, right? It's ridiculous. There's so many opportunities out there. But I think, the point I'm driving is that won't you think that people who are afraid of money because they don't talk about it, they don't explore, they don't confront it, or they don't.
I blame their parents for giving them a very comfortable life.
How so?
Means like when the pain is not painful enough, and the hunger is not bad enough, but they also have not tasted the motivation before. So to achieve a goal, there's only two ways. One is to run away from something. The other way is to chase something. So when they have nothing to run away from, like if I have 5,000 salary, then okay lah, 5,000 salary. But have you tried 50,000 before? Aiya, too far lah, don't even bother lah. But then they have not tried 2008 before. So they are not hungry, they are just well-to-be. So comfort is the worst.
Yes.
It's the worst state to be when you are at the stage of trying to achieve something great. So I think a lot of Malaysians are comfortable.
Actually, got a different term from it. I call it lukewarm. Right? You have to be hot. Either you get your ass burned, or you're so passionate about something that you can't stop doing something. You have to be hot, right? And the most dangerous state to be is in a lukewarm, apathetical, or everything is okay. I recently listened to Dr. Huberman's podcast with Robert Greene. He's an incredible writer. I read his books. His books are so, I got goosebumps. Like his books are so powerful. And he talked about the idea of a deaf ground, right? Like just saying, it's like you evoke a pain, like a reality. It's like, face reality. We have to face reality, right? That anytime our life, we take life for granted. But if the moment you realize that at any point life can be taken away, right? Every single minute becomes an opportunity for you. Right? That you do your best. It's like what Sun Tzu, he said, he reference to Sun Tzu, saying that the soldiers have nowhere to run. They will fight to the end. They'll fight for victory. They will not. They will fight.
No backup plan. Already.
There's no bridge. There's no ship. The only way is through it. If you have that kind of mentality, you summon incredible creativity, incredible willpower. Things that you never thought you can do, right?
Yep.
Suddenly all the thin face become thick face, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are lukewarm. Right? They say, oh, it's going to be fine. And they kind of, and they're right too. There's nothing wrong with that mentality. It's just that the question is, does it empower you or not? Does it give you the ability to change your life? Because I've been there before. Like, I got into my first network marketing business, and 3 months down the road, I can't pay my rent. I was staying at Empire Damansara, which is a crappy place, right? The cockroaches coming out of my toilet and stuff. And I can't pay for that rent for the crappy place, right? And it was that moment when I had to drink protein shakes, because that's the only thing I have at home, and eat gardenia to pass my time.
Yeah.
And that's when I know, like, okay, I'm really fucked. I'm really fucked. That was just the only time in my life I felt like I'm fucked, right? And then, but that was a waking moment, right?
So, there's a common theme among all very successful people. There will be a pain point. So for mine is I made the wrong decision in investing. So I took a 15 years loan instead of a 30 years loan for a luxury home.
Shit.
So
And you were 22 that time?
I was like, no, this is my like fourth property at that time already. So I was like 25 or 26. Then my monthly installment was 11,600, 11,800. My salary was 6,000 only. Then it was so painful that my salary comes in at 28. At 29, my bank account is empty. Right?
Oh my God. How do you pass your day?
So I somewhat budgeted $380 for a month. And I can eat one meal a day.
Which year was this? Like,
I think this was, I forgot already. I don't remember that year or so. But it was so painful that sometimes my housemate like, okay, today I buy you makan. So when we go and eat zapfan or whatever, I was crying. Man.
Shit.
So sometimes when you have gatherings, right, whatsoever, then, hey, like, I cannot. Not I don't want to give you face, I cannot afford to. Because if I go to the gathering, tomorrow I cannot eat already.
Shit.
I got no money to eat. Then the famous story around my world is I was actively looking for blood campaigns so I can donate blood and
For
eat
money.
the cookies.
Oh man. Shit.
So that was how I passed day by day. So the worst part is when I was at JB at the time. Then my mom and my parents are in KL. Hey, very long you didn't come back already, right? Oh, because I got no money to pay toll.
Shit.
Then that time I was in AKPK. Then you cut off all your credit card, which is a bad mistake. Like you should roll on credit that time.
I agree with you.
But that time, panic already. And that was like one out of a few properties I have. So asset-wise, right, I was millionaire. But cash-wise, I was like $38 in the account. Then like when I scrap, right, this bag in my car got like 10 Sing dollar. They're like, yes. Then go and exchange back, right? Get $30. At least I can eat for a week.
How did this experience define the way you look at money? Because number one, I really acknowledge you. This is not the easy story. I know you share on your because now you're also sharing with new platforms. But I mean, I really admire people who dare to talk about this experience because it helps people define the context of the topic, right? So, I want to acknowledge before I forget. The second thing is how did this experience define the way you look at money?
Don't be greedy. So that was derived by greed because the first trip of the was a success. Then you thought you bulletproof.
Yeah,
what's the worst that can happen? But there was a few mistakes to that actually. So there was bad timing, of course. But then it was a bad partnership with another investor. Then it was a bad strategy to go 15 years. So if I were to drag, so what happened to the property is I refinanced later. Then I sold it. I still had a profit. So I still made money from it. But that 3-4 years, right, I suddenly noticed that most of the corporate folks, we got no real skill. So a few learning points for corporate folks. People don't respect you for you. Like all your buddy, lunch buddy, drinking buddy, wedding buddy, right? Once you leave the chair, not valid really. People look at the chair. People don't look at you. Okay, that's the first learning point. That's why a lot of people refuse to leave. Because a lot of people associate their being to the
title they hold.
Yes. When they describe, hey, so what do you do? I'm a GM, where?
Yeah.
Whoa, but no interest, man. So the second point is when you know that there's no real skill to your existence, man. Means you cannot go into the market and ask for something for money or do something for money. You only know how to manage upwards and manage downwards. That's your skill only. Then how to play around with meetings to make political correct decisions, and that's about it for the next 25 years, 30 years. And the worst thing that I realized is that because my bosses also left, at 50, you still need to go for interview and describe yourself. I think that's sad to me lah. Like they poured their heart and soul to their bosses. Then you go into another Tan Sri or another Dato, right? Hey, so why must I hire you? Like at 50, you know, like when you have a lot of money, you have the BM that you have or whatsoever, then like you still need to kowtow to people. So that's when like, okay, harsh reality, because I got cold storage also because of some bold moves I did in the company lah. So like whatever good things you need to share the credit, whatever blames you will need to take it all. That's how corporate rolls. For you to go up the ladder, you need somebody to step down first, either voluntarily or you forcefully. Right, that's how we play. And I was very good at the game. Then suddenly I realized I'm not human. You're such a machine, right? With killing instinct just to put people down. So at that time, I need extra 300, I need extra 500. How do I make money? Suddenly you realize without skill sets, right? Okay, maybe because I'm an architectural student, I'm good with graphics. Let me make a post for people for $80. Hey, you need any Instagram post, I do a happy Selamat Hari Raya post, I give you $50. People charge you 300, I give you 50. Then I do that. So for extra $100, $200, right? I live through 1 week. Oh, cool. Then I started making videos. I made videos on Photoshop.
Oh.
I didn't know Premiere Pro existed. That was how bad it was. Then I came across because my wife was buying Amway products. Then everyone was talking trash about MLM all the time. And then like, what is this thing? Then you go ask around, can do or not. People who say cannot are people who didn't do.
Yep.
Then like, okay, before I want to, I have the right to make comments on something, I need to try myself.
Yep.
Let's go give it a good try. So in 6 months' time, I was platinum already.
Wow. So at least like 7 to 10 grand.
Around
there, yeah.
So I was, we call meeting people. I was having 5 appointments a day.
And while you're having a full-time job.
Yeah, while having a full-time job.
Solid.
So because I cannot cold storage already, so might as well. And that time got no choice. You really know that there was no choice. To fire me, you need 3 warning letters officially from HR. So before the second one, right, I can do whatever I want. Right? Then you are playing with all this kind of thing just to make ends meet. And when you make like, 28, 29, 0 again. Every month, 0 again, right? For 3 solid years. Then when I at that time also I need to get married. So you then playing around all these things like for debts, right? I got chased by credit card and loan officers to the extent I know the person's name. Playing all this Citibank. Hey, hi, Kak Citi.
Come on, really.
Hi, Tau. I will pay back. Soon. Like last time, you pay partial. I'll pay partial first. So, and that time, I got no money to pay toll, no money to eat rice, and you need to walk around. Can I have an empty plate of nasi lemak?
Wow.
So that's because no choice.
Yeah.
So what is ego?
Yeah.
So when I look into youngsters where they dare not dress, they dare not wear bata, they dare not wear cheaper brands, right? Because it will look bad. I laugh one. You think this one can fit you, man? So there's this arbitrary vanity things that's going on right now.
Correct.
And because they are comfortable.
Yeah. When you're comfortable, then you want people's approval based on things you need to wear or whatever. So that it makes them feel good for a while. Yeah. And that is when not only I know why people are so obsessed with cars. They buy cars not because of the performance, of how they look inside it. Because when I was driving, so I'm now driving a hybrid
Ioniq hybrid, and I got it very good price lah. But every time when I go into property developer's office, I park valet or whatever, right?
Then all the agents will come.
Then people are like, who are you? Like then the worst part about driving this car is when I go to hotels valet, they thought that I asked for direction one. Boss mau pergi mana? I mau parking lah, bro.
Pay the damn valet ticket.
Then every time they park my car far away. It doesn't look good, man.
Correct.
Yeah, so
I used to work in a hotel, so it's the front desk.
Park behind, don't let people see.
But that's a good point. I mean, what I got from you was you won't look warm. You had fire under your ass, right? And so also many books I've read. One of it, it's called A New World. Who's that guy again? On spirituality, what's his name? Shit, I forgot his name actually. But it's a very impactful book, right? And then he said something about suffering as a tool. Suffering is actually a tool for enlightenment, right? Either you enlightened by choice or enlightened by suffering. But you really, I think what I got out of sharing was that you took full responsibility.
Yep.
And you started to really put your ego aside. Because I think what really stops people and what really triggers people is not actually the situation, whether you have money or no money. And I think what triggers people is how they think things should be, or their ego lah. Right.
How they think people will look at them when they know that they do have money.
Correct. Yeah.
So when like some like, for a classic example of my friend, so he got a BM, right? And clearly he cannot afford it, but he did it anyway. Then now the worst thing is he cannot afford already. To sell off the car,
He had to bleed. Yeah.
Not only bleed, the bleeding won't kill him. It's the ego aspect that killed him. Well, he say, he cannot afford, that's why he want to sell off the car. That's why he will never sell. He will just continue. He rather continue bleeding because of the social stigma.
How things should be lah.
Yeah. To me, like, okay lah, just cut losses, right? Drive a Myvi, then roll the...
You come back again. Maybe you can afford in a better state in the future.
Because if you really look at things, right, cars actually are cheaper across time.
Most cars.
Most cars. So like you look at it, not from a value standpoint. So last time when you 4-cylinder, how much is it? Now a 4-cylinder, how much? Because it's technology. It's an iPhone or computer and stuff. So if you calculate that, he listen to me. Sean, easy for you to say lah. For you don't care how people look at you. Suddenly, like, hey, that's a superpower.
So now I got that. That's one of the things you gotten out of that situation. You started to not care anymore how people think about you. And that gave you like that bulletproof shield, because now you don't need to care what people think about you. Right? You were just doing what you need to do to get by and to support your family and your.
I think at the worst stage, right? I think what opened up the mind is what matters the most.
Gold.
Right. So it's like, oh, my parents are healthy. My wife, my children is healthy.
100%.
I'm healthy. I can fight for another day.
Yeah.
Right. Then what's in the kitchen? I've got one bread. Yes.
Shit, I got goosebumps. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So from that, right, then what else matter? Nothing else matter already.
Yes. You see, that's the thing about car guys as well, right? Car guys, we've seen our fair share also of people like the same story. Like they associate with the car so much, that it becomes crippling. It becomes crippling. And I think there's another non-financial advice. Actually, I never give financial advice, but my opinion is this. It's like if you are not willing to let go of the car, you shouldn't get the car in the first place. I mean, there will be situations that what if, when you have to prepare for what if, right? So number one, you financially plan. Can I buy the car in a way that when I let go, I'm ready to let go and it doesn't hurt me financially to let it go? So some cars you sell, you have to dip a loss, right?
Yep.
Right. So, or some cars maybe take longer time to sell because it's not a desirable model.
Yeah.
Some of the cars I drive, nobody wants to buy one, right? So am I ready for that? I have to prepare for that, right? Then the second thing is like, if really push come to shove, are you willing to let go of the car? This is one of the advice that me and my dad live by lah. Because we both love cars as well.
Yep.
If you don't have that kind of maturity around cars, don't buy it. Enjoy it, like really enjoy it as much as you can. But if your identity is tied up to it, right, you cannot. But don't you think that this whole identity thing, right? I know may sound a bit like what I heard from you also is what I got is that it's actually people trying to avoid feeling shameful. right? But what a shame. We create ourselves, right? It's just up here, right?
Yeah.
It's all noise. And then,
What people fail to understand is people got their own problems also, so they won't care about yours.
absolutely. And if they talk about you, it's just a reflection of what other problems they have. And you just so happen to become the target, right? And then once they finish that 10 sentence about you, they really move on. But for some people, the conversations stay in their mind for when they sleep, wake up, and all that. And it's not what people say. It's the ego that captures it and replays it, right? So I really got that. It's very powerful that you, in that situation, you not only became hot, you realized, you confronted the reality. This must be really challenging, right? Because you're getting married at the time, but you also you shared something so powerful, like just being like, don't care lah, right?
Yeah, really, like, it doesn't matter. When.
And last thing I got was that you were really smart with the rules. You start to look in rules differently. Like, people don't want to langgar the rule. You're like, 3 warning letters. Let's see how we can play with that, right? And I think a lot of people, all the naughty, a lot of people say that the naughty boys sometimes they're more street. They call it street smart, right? This is exactly it, right? We look at the rules and we try to not law breakers. We're just trying to play the game as much advantage as we can. Yeah.
So it's like the best case is like, how long can I drag before I get a 1 in secrecy? If they recalculate at every 15. So by 16 I can come out lah. Take out my money lah. So I just need to put back the money before the next month's 15 lah.
Yeah. Wow.
So all these kind of things, like, again, when there's no choice anymore, you're just scrapping the barrel, right? Wow. Then I think that's the best thing ever, because again, when you say keep warm or lukewarm, right? That's the comfort is just not good lah. But it also becomes a very dangerous thing. Like now, you see a lot of successful entrepreneurs, right, will have a second business, right? Because they cannot stay still. Like now, when I have a lot of when I see the money in the account start growing, right, I don't want to keep cash. How do I then keep rolling? Like, what do I need to do so that inflation won't come and affect me?
We will now go on a short break because...
Oh, my neck is bleeding. I'm bleeding. Wow. Okay.
If you're looking for a way to increase your income and looking for different businesses to do, I know what most of you are thinking. It's a lot of risk. It's a lot of capital involved. I don't know what to do. And that's why I created Team Infinity Academy, where we not only provide a way for people to get into the business world without forking a lot of capital, but we also provide the education and the vehicle. We have a way that I use to make my money, right? This is the business I run. And I want to teach people how to utilize my business to build a life of their dreams. Now, if you're interested to find out more, there is a preview. We're looking for the right business partners. And inside that business discovery session, you'll find out how this business can support you to build the life that you want to live. If you're interested to find out more, link in the description below. And sign up for one of our webinars. Will be mostly hosted by myself. See you there. Hey guys, watch this podcast. He's putting his heart and soul, man. He's even bleeding. Blood, sweat, and tears. This is real blood, sweat, and tears.
It's not the podcast.
It goes straight to blood.
Siaran tergendala sebab peserta.
但是男人流血不流泪. Well, non-Chinese speaking friends means men will bleed but will not cry.
Oh, that's one another. That's a whole different topic for this.
Yeah.
Like, is it still rolling? It's rolling, right?
Rolling, right?
So it's about because I'm so obsessed with car parks. I'm not obsessed with cars, but I'm obsessed with how car parks are designed.
Oh, that's very. Sorry, I used to stay this year. I hate that car park.
Yeah, lah. So
I'm a car lover. I'm like, who designs this rubbish? Like,
so a lot of people don't pay attention to all these kind of details, and besides me lah. So for a building to really make money, they have to first get the car park strategy right.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of ways to do it. But then me being in the basement, and sometimes when I see, right, especially at night, I see a lot of men or parents or whoever, right, they will just come back home and not leave the car.
Not leave their car.
They don't want to go back home and face reality.
Or then they sit in their car.
For a very long time.
I used to do that. Yeah.
So suddenly, like, I'm very interested in cars, not from a performance, but it gives you that space, that very private space. It's yours.
Yes, yes.
You can cry, you can laugh, you can smile, you can do whatever.
Karaoke.
Yeah, and that became a. So I was exploring this product back then when a car was a space for escapism. That's why people who really gets car gets it, right? Then these are folks that they cannot leave the house because they cannot bash at home, at work, come back home, then they go back house, cannot bash again. Only the car and the transition to cars becomes that very private, safe space that they have. So this is most of the time, where like you need to face reality, and reality doesn't favor you all the time. So that's some observation.
I used to do that. I remember going through one of my tougher times in my life. I had a divorce. And my car was like my only home, right? In fact, there was one time I moved out, right? So I remember packing my bag in there, my little guitar, and I just parked by 7-Eleven, and then I just bought 2 cans of beer, sat in the car, and then just
So this is going to be a perfect pitch for car salesman, right? Yeah, but that's to
come on,
me,
let's see.
That's the best part about having a comfortable car, in my opinion, lah. But it needs to come with some responsibility with it also, lah, financially. Yeah. So just as a side note to that, lah.
Well, thanks for sharing those very vulnerable moments. I think this is also for the audience. I think when someone is comfortable sharing something that's challenging, vulnerability is not weakness. I think a lot of people think associate to weakness. It takes a lot of strength actually to relieve those conversations, to bring it up. So sometimes people think that like it's oh, look at him, but I really respect people who are. It's never comfortable. These topics will never one day become comfortable. Like I still share about my story sometimes where I can't even pay for my rent. Right, talk to some of my team members, and there's never one time it's a comfortable topic. But it opens up opportunities for people to see things differently. Right. Learning about your story again. Like really, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. Wow, the way we take it from here. Yeah. So many things to talk about. Okay, I've written a lot of questions here. Now, this one I really want to ask you because maybe it's a topic that I commonly ask a lot of people, but I think this is something I ask off camera, right? How do you deal with borrowing money? Like sometimes your friends ask you for money. I know some people who are like they're like I can't help it, but my God, they're so charm lah. I want to borrow money. Like, okay, I want this to be give people different perspectives how to deal with this, right? Because some people also don't want to be successful because they don't want people to borrow money from them. This happens so much, right? How do you, if let's say someone borrow money from you, what's your rule or what's your approach to this?
Never. I never borrowed money. So for those who I lent some, right? Those are beyond friends really. So when I was at the bottom stage, the friend that brought me out for makan, that was the only one that I like. So at a level where now I buy the people who helped me at my most vulnerable time, luxury watches one. So if they anytime want my watches, I will give one without asking.
Wow.
So it was like for example, there was this my brother of mine. So when I was at JB, so I was trying to sell protein powders and supplements across border.
Nutrilite lah.
Yeah, okay. Just to hit the numbers. So when I was over there, then I got no place to stay there. I stayed at my brother's place with I think it's a 3 by 3, it's a 3 feet by 10 feet kind of room only, very small. Then we packed there, then like, hey, how much stock you left? Since I'm going to buy, I buy from you, I buy all, then you can go home. Because for me, it's like, I didn't sell all, I won't go home.
Wow.
I got no money to go home. No, so like, okay, I just get from you. This is some $6, you just go.
So your
my
older brother.
Yeah. So from there, like it was like a few hundred, like maybe $200. But then like as a return now, like I furnished his home for him. I gave him a very fancy watch. Like to an extent where he's getting a lot of attention because of the watch at his workplace.
Wow.
And to me, it's like, no question asked. If he asked me for, hey, can you give me one of property, take it.
See, at that point, 200 was, for some people, 200 is nothing, but for you, it was everything. Because without that, you can't cross back the border, right? Yeah, so that's the significance as well. I think also share a lesson of like kindness, I think, when we meet people who struggle financially. Sometimes we take things for granted.
So for my wife then, it's like when I have nothing, she was willing to just compromise. Okay, we just backpack, go Bali for honeymoon. We take our own wedding photographer. I've snapped my own wedding photographer for a photograph.
You were your own wedding photographer?
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Then we did it in budget. Then she need to rent her gowns. She did her own makeup.
Wow.
Then we just chin-chai scrap anything lah. Then just to make it happen. And now, I literally buy properties for her.
It's a very important lesson I also learned, which is a lot of people are obsessed with the, I won't say Western, but I guess the modern way to look at asset. Asset must be a thing. Well, yeah, it's true. You can quantify assets, but I believe there are also intangible assets, which is relationship, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is way more powerful than this. Like what you do with your community, right? You help them. You shared stories before we start the podcast about how they shared their child, they share their graduation with you before even they share with their parents. That is the kind of social credit you got with them. It's an asset. And I bet if I'm one of those guys that if I gotten advice from you, I got myself out of a shitty place in property, and then let's say you say, oh, I need X, Y, Z. I'm like, okay lah, right? Sure. And I learned this from Ken Honda. Ken Honda is I love his book, and I listened to one of his live talks before, and then it was an interview, and then he said, and someone asking what happened if you were broke today? It's like, I just asked my friend for $1 million. Huh? Yeah, and then the guy obviously is Angmo, right? He's a Westerner, and then he was like, huh? So, yeah. And I asked all my people who read my book, like, hey, can you send me $50? Are you borrowing money? No, I'm just asking them for money, and someone's going to give me money. Like, huh? Like, I'll ask my rich friend, like, can I borrow your chauffeur? Can I stay in your place? Can I? How long can I stay? Like you just do that, right? But because of social credit, and people ask him what is the best thing they can invest in 2023. He said invest in relationships. Help someone build a relationship. Provide your presence.
But the misinterpretation always happen when people give with the intention to ask and take.
Yes.
So that's the messed up part.
Correct.
For just now when you say like borrowing, like I will just give money without expecting returns.
Correct.
Because me myself went through that stage. That 200 ringgit meant 2 weeks for me, and it gave me motivation to perform the rest of the way. So that was the significance of it. But then a lot of people so when you want to give me back with interest how much? Then we start calculating, right? Then you.
It kind of takes away the joy of giving, isn't it? So I mean, when you give, when you start to think of comeback, right? You suddenly lose that moment, like that moment of.
Tony Robbins said this: the greatest joy is giving, but you need to be in the state of abundance before you can enjoy that. Like why? Like I never understand why some of the uncles give ang bao 500, 1,000 last time one. When you have regular people, your ang bao season, I need to give people this stranger money lah, whatever thing lah. Then like if you cannot understand giving, right? Then maybe you are not in that state yet.
Yeah.
So like when you understand giving in terms of Christmas time. So if you try to stinge on the gifts for the people you love, right? Then you're suddenly like,
They lose that joy, right? Lose that. Yeah, and that's why what you said was the joy is in giving, full stop, right? Without expectation, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But I have a different opinion though. I mean, one thing is that I do agree. If you're able to give someone something, buy a meal for someone, it's a privilege that you earn. It's not something that anyone has. Right? If you can do that, it's really a privilege. But I also believe that if you're in the mindset that I have something to give, I think that's the beginning of abundance. I think a lot of people think that I need to earn first, only I can give. But I think giving doesn't have to be just money. Sometimes like giving your listening ears to someone who's having, maybe I don't have money, but then my friend is going through financial trouble. But being just to sit down and just listen to him, I'm really giving something,
Yep,
right?
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be money, lah. But back to the topic
So
of,
for borrowing, like today, like because I went through the broke stage, clearly no one gave a helping hand. Until today, if you want to ask from something, where were you when I needed you the most? So that became very clear. So when they come and tell me, hey, I need like 50,000 because I have a rough stage, right? That's not rough. You can sell your car, you can sell your bags, you can sell your thing, and there's still money there. You are not at the worst stage. If you need my money to just temporarily sustain the good-looking parts of your life, no. So if you need money for your child's education, when you are really broke already, then maybe. Right? That's a very different context altogether why you need the money.
so what I got of you is that you discern what they need the money for,
Yeah.
right? And then you take it from there rather than a blanket statement whether I give, don't give.
Yeah.
And I noticed that people who are very good with money, right, or have maturity around money, right, they are comfortable saying no to not borrowing.
Yeah.
And they're not comfortable. They're comfortable to say no. I'm not, right? Because some people feel bad. They feel like, oh, I don't give. I feel bad. You know.
Especially when people like come to you to hit their sales target or whatever. Like, hey, I just close this one. Help me get this one. So you can travel to Africa on your annual dinner, is it?
Yeah. But it's a different thing when they say, look, I got to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, different. Yeah.
I got people also, they tell me that. Then I say, how much is it? Because sometimes I don't want to buy the property. I don't want to buy whatever they're selling.
Yeah.
Say, how much is it? Oh, my bonus is 2,000 ringgit. I say, oh, you show me this place. Thanks lah. Yeah, tell you what, you travel here, you have to do work, everything. Okay lah, 300 ringgit. I give you this. Take that ang pao for you. You really did a good work. I cannot buy. I don't put myself I won't commit 30 years to take a loan for this property. But I think you did a very good job and you're very honest with you. Okay, right? I think that's fair, right? But I can't commit to a 30-year loan just to help one person, right? But you have a very good point. Like you look at what they did the money for. But have you lost a fair share of friends who they say, oh, you don't lend me money then?
This is a joke. Like my mother-in-law, that time, because I'm always working. I like to work. I love working, right? It's not work to me. So to an extent where suddenly, tonight Sean is not having dinner. Sean is going meeting a friend. He got friend one man. He will only go out with the family and there's this one friend. Only that friend who buy me that's fun last time. We live together. That's all. No other friends with you. And per year, like last year, I only went out 5 times at night. It was from company, or some Tan Sri wants to see me, Big Shot wants to see me for business reasons. That's all. I will not go out one.
So you just work.
To me,
so you didn't lose friends because you have no friends.
Yeah. So because truly after you leave the corporate job, because I was in there very actively for 6 years, then after you leave, right, when there's no benefit being kind to you already, right, because they just hope that sometimes you will approve their requests online or whatsoever, then once you leave, right, there's no more benefits. People don't even care about your existence anymore. But then I want to say hi. Say hi for what?
Actually, you know what? That's the same thing. After I left my job and got into my direct selling business, I actually lose a lot of I lost in contact with my friends. Not because I didn't want to talk to them. You just gradually don't have a reason to speak, right?
It doesn't justify their time anymore.
Yeah, or yours, right?
Because you thought that they were treating you good, they're having dinner with you as friends.
Yeah.
But mutually there are benefits. Whenever you call for a vote, okay, we should go for option 1 or 2. Their option will have favoritism. That's investment. And when they want to look for people to promote for the next line manager or whatever, you are in line. So when you look into that, right, when you are no longer a benefit, then yeah. And so now just so happened I came back as a service provider within the industry, suddenly people is like, hey, come knocking. Hey, now you famous already. Wow.
Oh, I hate that.
So now,
Jialat,
lucky you left here.
What's the thought when
So now it's pure business.
business?
Hey, we catch up first lah. Catch up. No. Tell me what you want.
I like that.
You want my media support? Then
Let's talk.
Let's talk lah. Like have a Zoom meeting. No, we catch up over dinner. No need. Dinner takes 3 hours. The meeting takes 30 minutes at most. What you want? No lah, we catch up a long time and no need. Really, what's there to catch up? You want to catch up? I have 1,000 videos on YouTube. Catch there, right? So suddenly you become very like, okay, this is this side of me that my wife don't really like. You're too cold-blooded.
But look, if I won't see it as a cold-blooded thing. It's just you value your time.
Yeah.
Right. It's just look, the most valuable thing asset that we have is time, right? And how much, and you're on a mission to create impact, for example, right? So you got to be really clear.
Yep.
So like when I'm doing what I do as well, like when in my business, and this is for friends who do sales or do recruiting or network marketing, I often tell my team members, for example, like if they don't make any commitment, then don't expect me to go and convince them to how to do this business or whatever.
Yep.
Don't. I won't teach them anything. I'm not even going to put 50 ringgit, right? Not even going to come and see me, travel to see me, right? Or then I'm not chasing them, right? I only talk to people who I can create value with, right?
Yep.
And it's not cold-blooded. It's just the reality, right? No, you can either spend 10 hours trying to convince someone, or you can spend 10 hours providing good quality, conversations, or actually planning, taking action, moving forward, right? So that mindset shift has dramatically shifted my productivity in my business.
Yep. Only when you are in a business you will understand that. If you're an employee, 9 to 6 belongs to your boss.
Correct.
They already sold that. So any glimpse of time where I get to go out and meet a potential client, it's like
Boss buy me.
it's got extra money. I just take it. But this kind of like I write about this a lot, where I see time as currency. The ultimate currency of life is not money but time.
100%.
So when people like say, I buy the car is 4,000, right? To me, it's how long does it take you to save up 4,000? Like if your monthly salary is 4,000, no, monthly salary is you earn 4,000, not you save 4,000. Maybe it's your 1 year saving 4,000, and you use that to buy the iPhone that you think you need. You in exchange for 1 year, that iPhone is not money.
If you turn another way to look at it, what you're saying is, I don't know where I heard this, but it's like money is a storage of time, right? You store your work into this thing called money or ringgit, whatever you want to call it. And I think for people who have not explored different ways to make money, right? i.e. investment. So many ways to make money, right? Investment, you can trade, you can do real estate. When your only source of money is through work, that's when you become vulnerable to when something goes wrong, you get panic, panic. Like for example, some of my friends who something spoiled in the car, I mean, I get it. I used to be there, right? But when you only have one dimension to earn money, right? You get.
Yep.
But there actually talk about this, right? Money is time, right? I got this story that really changed my life. I was trying to sell my product to this elderly gentleman, and he was in pain. He was like, he's obviously going through some sort of treatment. When people are pain, they're grumpy, right?
Yeah.
So he made me wait 30 minutes. Then I got grumpy. Me and young Chiku, right? I was like, okay. So I I finally showed my product to him, and I was telling how good my product is, blah, blah, blah. And 10 minutes in the presentation, he said, Thomas, you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time, wasting your time. I said, I got insulted. Wow, bugger made me wait. Then tell me this. He said, Thomas, I'm going to teach you something that I wish I knew at your age. I'm 62 this year. And I only learned this at 55. Put everything down. No, don't waste your time. How's your business? I said, of course, very good. A lot of people want to buy my product. I'm lying. Obviously, I'm lying, right? Then he said, okay, listen to this closely. I'll tell you one time only. You need to spend your time doing 3 things in life. Number 1, spend time with people that you love. Number 2, do what you love. And number 3, find way to earn money that is scalable or passive, if better both together. So he was a wealth planner, right? So he said people who are wealthy, they have number 3 one. That's their goal. They would work for money, but there's like level 1 evolution, right? They're looking for 2nd, 3rd, 4th evolution. You look at the wealthy people, they have that. See, don't you think it's a bit ironic today? We do the other way around. We spend our active time chasing money because we have this illusion that we got enough time, right? We have enough time, so I don't mind burning it for money. Then you stop spending time with people that you love. Stop spending time doing what you love. As if you don't have a choice like that, right? Then after 5-10 years, you become numb and this is the norm. And you look everyone around you is the same thing, right? That's the scary part, isn't it? It's like Matrix, like everyone is the same. And then when your commitments arise, suddenly you spend, because the only way you know how to earn money is active, right?
Yep.
Then what do? You spend more time, which means you have to sacrifice the time that you spend with people that you love and doing what you love. And then later, surprises come in life. For example, you got a baby or whatever, right? Then now you have to give up one of those 2 things. You got to think like, do I give up my hobby or give up spending time with the people I love? So you give up your hobby, then eventually you give up the others. Then the only thing you do is make money, and people become angry, right? Frustrated, angry, because they don't understand these 3 things. Then it really, at first I was a bit upset. I was triggered by him. I was like, bugger. I said, listen to you because you're my customer, potential customer. I didn't sell him my product, but he gave me one of the most valuable life lessons. And I made a vow to myself at 24 I'm going to find a way to make money not active, either it's scalable or passive or both together. I need to do it. I don't, and I tell my friends, hey, you young, what you thinking about? Yeah, but you say when time and money thing, this one really hits home for me. Like I'm so blessed that I got that lesson at 24. The gentleman passed 2 years after he shared that with me. And it's the reason why I want to do this kind of podcast, because those were life-changing moments when I exchanged conversations with people. He handed me something that my life wouldn't be the same if he never had that talk with me.
Yeah. So it's like when earthquake happened to Taiwan. Suddenly, when you say like, if it happens to KL and somebody you really care about, so passed away then, or it's not longer around, then suddenly only you realize its valuable, its value. Like for example, a lot of people, hey, when's the last time you meet your parents? Oh, I see them every Chinese New Year and every Qing Ming twice a year . So how old are they? Like 60. Okay, average Malaysian lives to 78, 18. You times 2, you can see him 36 more times only. Let's count down. Now, suddenly really,
and that's if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Right.
That's if you're lucky.
If nothing changes.
Yeah.
Right. If nothing changes.
So
right.
like all the people then like, hey, like, I don't want to go home and the fare is very expensive. Why must you go back on specific festivals? Oh, I forgot, because your time does not belong to you. That's why we need to take leave.
And I think that's why it's so important that every Malaysian, I think, have to put effort into learning how to not only make money, but it doesn't take. I think it takes a. I mean, knowledge is such an important thing. Learning is. I think learning is the tool really for our freedom. Forget money, right? Learning is the tool for freedom. And now more than ever, right, we have social media, we have digital, we have creators who are willing to share things for free.
But that's the messed up part also. People misinterpret going into classes as doing. Learning is not part of action.
It's the beginning of it.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, oh, I paid 3,000 to learn. I attended courses. And when you go to courses, it makes you feel tired as if you already done something great. No. The transformation applies only when you start putting in the work into the right places, not learning it. But it's always, that's why a lot of people just like learn already 3 days, 5 days, right? That's why I don't do a lot of this kind of thing of motivation. Yeah, hype you up. Whoa, let's go. Then go back and sleep. Like waste. Okay, like
take a few pictures.
then like, then you show the friend, I did something, life-changing moment. No. So, and Anthony Robbins said again, changes can only happen when you take massive action.
Yeah.
Massive. It's just like weight loss again. It's just like, weight loss, because I've struggled with weight all my life. So the thing is, if you don't take massive actions, it will not happen. And the metaphor is also like it took me 35 years to be fat. You expect to be thin in 2 bro. So, and that's like the financial situation for a lot of people. You've been broke for the past 40 over years.
Yep.
You want to be wealthy in 1.
I mean, it happens to some people, but then, you got to consider that that's the sum. They only tell you that 1 year. The story of that 1 year, but not the perpetual success. But I don't think money really gives people freedom. I think it's this, right? And then that you say, putting into work, right? When you say take massive action, I consider it as like, are you willing to do something so outside of what you commonly do, right? It seems massive at the beginning because I'm completely foreign to this, but eventually it becomes like day to day lah.
Yeah, but there's a different take to it also. Like when I advise people, like, everyone's dream house is a Damansara Heights landed property at 3 million, right? At least then that's the only target. But do you know the same one in Semenye you can get like 600,000? Right?
Newer.
Better, less cars that you can drive around the hills, right?
I think people need to look their goals in different gradient, like not one or the binary 1 or 0, right?
Yeah.
And I think that also stops people from taking action. They say like, my dream car is maybe a Ferrari F12. And then everything else is not worth, like they not willing to bring themselves down to see it as steps, right?
Yeah. So like back to that one, then like, do you know you can actually just move, like you can actualize that dream now?
Yeah.
Then, okay, because I still need to work, that's why I cannot move to Semenye. The daily travel would be devastating. Why don't you take a pay cut? The measurement of success need not to tie with the amount of money you have. That's like, if you have 1 million a year kind of income, but you spend 950, right? What's the point? But if you earn 500, but your daily expenses is only 280, you have more money than the 1 million one.
Beautiful, yeah.
So that's where people refuse to accept. Then like, especially for my friends who works in the government sector, so like a lot of them, I would advise them to move out from KL because you get extra incentive for moving out of your home. Then with the government salary pay, then your rental is 1/4 of KL's. Then you get more time with your children. Your children gets more attention in school because there's less. Then they develop better with more space and they have all of you as parents instead of KL, right? You pay so much higher for rent. You barely see the property in daylight when. 6 o'clock, 6:30, and you leave already.
It's a vampire life.
You never seen your room with daylight before, and that's all of us, most of us in KL. Even like, okay, 8 o'clock, you want to leave KLCC, no, go have a drink first, chill first. But not 12 midnight, you still don't want to sleep one. So that's a different way of looking at life. And when you know that what you really want, like if I were to, so I also have this, like, if I no longer need to visit properties anymore, once I hit my 1,000 property reviews, right, I can basically live anywhere already. I'll move to Ipoh, I'll move to anywhere lah, Kuala Pilar ke, whatever. As long as I got internet, I can do podcasts already. Yeah. And suddenly rent is cheaper, lifestyle is better, ingredients of food is better.
I think this is also driven by ego lah. Like people always think I must go to next and next. But how far? How far are you going? And then are you doing this for the optics, or are you doing this to feel good or you're doing this because this is what I need and that's all I need, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and same for cars, right? People go from I need more power. I used to be that, right? It comes to the point, it's like, what do you enjoy? Like I enjoy, like for example, I like light cars. I like small and light cars, right? I love the Suzuki Swift Sport. Like I don't care what people think. I mean, I don't know enough space in my garage, but I love that. I've got a mini classic. I love the crap out of that little car, right? So you see people eventually maturing to the point, and I think it's an important question. I know we're talking about cars and property, but I think you see there's a lack of focus on money suddenly, right? That the wealth comes from no longer focusing on just the money, right? You know, it suddenly expands to my life because life, my experiences.
So it's only important until the point passing survival.
Yes. Yeah.
After survival, then you start looking for yourself. Then that's where I encourage people to find what you like doing, because only after leaving corporate I found this state of being, they call it ikigai.
Yeah, lovely philosophy.
Yeah. So you love what you're doing, and people love what you're doing. That's why they pay you to do what you love doing.
Yeah.
That state exists.
And it's not about how much money I can make doing it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I can, and then but then because you love what you do and people love what you do, somehow or other you generate a lot of value.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that state is so sustainable, and people can't wait. Like for example, people can't wait for me to make my next video. My clients can't wait for me to make my next video. I can't wait to make my next video. So like.
So is this what would you? So would this is something that you would recommend Malaysians to aim for, like to first
once past survival.
Yeah, first do anything you can to get past that survival. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Get out of survival. Think of ways to make money.
Yeah.
You know, don't drop your ego. You know.
Yep. So okay I think like for degree holders, let's say you get a fresh grad salary 2835. Okay, you won't die one. You can survive one, right? Then in the meantime, like at this moment of time, your currency of time is higher. From 9 to 5, you sell to your boss already. What happens to 5 to 9? Sleep less lah. Like for a lot of people still don't believe that I every day, most of the time when I wake up at 3 every day.
3 I thought it was crazy waking up at 5 or 6.
No, I wake up at 3 every day. That's why I go at gym. I will be at gym at 6.
Anytime Fitness.
No. I have a PT trainer.
Okay. Because anytime is 24 hours, right?
Yeah. So like from there, develop a skill, because you spend what you focus will grow. If you focus on your body, you will grow a six pack lah. If you focus on your money, it will grow lah. So a lot of people refuse man. If you focus on your hobby, like if you focus on your Pokemon cards, the collection will grow lah. If you focus on car collection will grow lah, automatically one.
Yeah.
So if you choose wrongly where you want to place your attention on bags on lifestyle then you will eventually should travel one. Every day you just scroll where to travel, you will eventually travel. My goal, my point is then once you develop, you know what you are good at, you know what you are, what skills you have where people are willing to pay money for, and what you like doing. Find that balance between them. Then maybe that can be a thing. That's why I challenge a lot of corporate folks, especially my dear friends in corporate, right? Try making $500 extra a month without working.
Solid.
Don't need you don't go, I can just work at 7-Eleven for the night shift or go and drive Grab. No. That's trading time. What else can you do that will make you $500 extra a month?
Very practical advice. Yeah, but that takes a bit of internal looking as well.
Yeah. So that's like, I can write copies for people. But people only pay, people now got ChatGPT, now it's like $10 an article. Maybe not even there. Okay, no more. Maybe I can do voiceover. Maybe I can edit video. Maybe I can intro, referrals. I can give corporate image, branding, social, consultancy, whatever.
Yeah.
Then suddenly you'll find a niche. Then let's say 500 you play out a year, it's 6,000 extra. That's your bonus already.
Yeah.
And after getting the 6,000, you suddenly know that I have a potential side gig.
That's so awesome, because one way is you're trading time for money. This way you're not trading time for money. You're training to develop something, so you get more than money. see, that's the thing. We're seeing beyond money. You see, I'm getting money, I'm getting a skill, or I'm building an authority in a certain department or certain industry, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you get much more than money. Yeah.
Yep. That's why I always encourage people to build a media house around their interests. Like if you like cars like you do, you live like property like I do, right? Non-stop, you wake up, you talk about car, you can shoot away.
Yeah, right.
Right?
My fiancé always say, oh, my press come, talk about rims, tire, can even draw the tire pattern.
Same lah. So like I talk about windows all day.
Windows.
So, yeah, but when you have that, then you start building a community, then brands will come look for you, then there will be potential collaboration. That's something that can be money already.
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
the only thing is like, I don't need that extra 500 lah.
Look warm.
It's not painful enough.
Yeah, comfortable, look
But
warm.
do you hunt when you are hungry or do you hunt when you're full?
Hunting when you're full is a privilege, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people, not hungry also, no need lah.
Okay lah, never mind lah.
So this is the worst state where I think like Malaysia is governed in a very good way where nobody goes hungry. That's why US got a lot of successful people because their poverty level is very high actually. Like they go homeless one.
Yes.
Malaysian
the interest rates there is like, can you imagine interest rate is 8%?
Yeah.
I tell you, blood on the streets, man.
Yeah. If 8% in Malaysia is whatever installment you're paying right now times 2.5.
Yes. Can you imagine you pay what 2,000 for example, then become like 4,000 something. Wow, 2.5, right? 5.
But you must. So every installment of 2,000 now is 5,000.
People will die. Like
People we got 35 years, they don't have 35 years one. They got 20 years only at most.
Yeah. So, but it's those moments that define and give people an opportunity, right? But it's like you say, it's either you have something you're running away from, or you have a pursuit for.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, while they have the choice, right, they should practice it. 1 hour 50 minutes. Okay.
This is the Sean problem.
No, it's good. It's good. Look, I think because the reason I started this podcast is because now while I love cars, right? My other passion is that because I have moments in my life that transform my life. Like these conversations, like little bits of conversations that completely like changed my perspective again and again. So I love speaking to people. I love mentoring. I still pay money for mentoring. I still sometimes beg people to have lunch with me because I want to just learn what they have to share. Because it takes, for me, this is another hack I think for Malaysians. I think for anyone, I think to buy time is actually you buy a mentor whether you buy by favor or buy by money or whatever. Because they can give you a life-changing conversation, right?
That's what I realized about books. I was never a book person.
A lot of people say that I'm not a reader. I'm not a reader. I also say that I'm not a reader.
So my advice is try writing an article about your biggest learning.
And then you will automatically go and learn.
No. So suddenly, right, you know that this entire 8 years progress, it was shortened into 5 paragraphs. So if somebody who read that 5 paragraph earns back 8 years of time, then like, oh no, I should. That's why I start reading all of them. So I start
ordering. So you got the value of reading now.
Yeah. So then my wife's like, why are you reading? I'm like, don't catch on me. That's how I realized that, and the importance of reading. It's actually buying time.
So that learning is one thing, but you say also want to take action lah. Right. Oh, bro, I read this book. Oh, I went to this seminar. Take action. Yeah. Cool, man. There's so much to talk about. I wish I can talk to you all day. I mean, we can, but we gotta wrap this up soon. But I got a few things I want to ask that's more specific to your niche. We're gonna need another 50 minutes, Ken? Okay. This is something I'm curious to. See, I made some mistakes. My first property was a poor decision. I won't say which developer's property, but but I'm completely out of the game in Malaysian property, right? I did it in other countries, but I'm out. But I'm more focused on stocks, more focused on US stocks and stuff like that. So I'm always curious because I listen two sides of the story. Some people say, wow, Malaysian market can make money on property. Some people say, cannot lah, jialat lah, right? So I thought if I want to learn how to fly, right, I should ask the pilot, right? Not ask the farmer, right? So you ask the pilot. Okay. So, what are the worst property advice being passed around? Like that's the first thing, and then secondly is like, as this of today we are the 4th of April. We'll talk about like current, maybe just give people a little. You don't mind to give people a little bit of a landscape of what you think is. But what's the worst advice first? Because I think that's what captures people, because it's like sounds like good advice, but actually it's like, what's the worst advice that around property estate, real estate?
Maybe I skip the advice first. I give you the landscape first.
Yeah, cool.
Because that draws down the conclusion. If you think property market in Malaysia is good, you're right. If you think it's bad, you're also right. So this is when the reality hits. Not everybody buys property every day. Only for a very small handful, which is my community. Like I'm trying to buy, like today I'm still trying to buy. So my goal is to gear up to 25 properties or 20 million worth. So that's the goal. So we're actively looking for gold, looking for loopholes or whatever to manipulate. A better word. Then for people to give advice, then they always give from what they know. So when you listen to our parents, unfortunately, the entire podcast origin for your podcast, like people don't talk about property.
Yes.
And just because you're my uncle, I must listen to you, meh? Right? Let's say like, okay, I want to buy property. I'm thinking of buying property. Buy landed only. Right? Last time, they said Park City, how much only? Like, oh, if I buy last time, then did you buy? No. Then shut up lah. But cannot, because like, we respect our elders.
Yeah.
Then when I want to buy, okay, this is a studio unit where the rent can cover my installment. Don't buy studio in that one leasehold one, you think can make money, man?
Yeah, my leasehold.
So
I still hear this from my elders.
Yeah, so there are a lot of right? But when you make a decision, right, when you make money or you lose money, right, do it for yourself. Don't do it to satisfy other people. Then, your one and only house, my dream house, get married, must buy a landed, die must be landed, so people buy landed far away. But they still work in Tun Razak.
Yeah.
How? So the worst case scenario is where they renovate nice because it's the first house for the couple, where they cannot stay. Then you cannot rent out because they do nice already. They worry the tenant damage.
Yeah.
Then because it's a far away location, no value, second hand, cannot sell. You sell already, still need to tip chin.
Money. Yeah.
It's like car, I might as well buy a car.
Yeah. Right, at least you can drive the car every day.
Yeah. Then they go and rent another place in city centre, still need to pay rent there. Then you're like double whammy both sides.
Wow.
Just because an uncle said must buy landed. So now your money installment cannot pay. Go ask the uncle lah. Then I say only ma. So every family members, I realize, right, every relationship will have this particular uncle or auntie that talks a lot of shit. So the advice I would advise people is to get advice from people that is living the life you want. Only their advices are valid. That's why my advice might not be valid for people who likes beautiful homes. Because
you're an architectural student, right?
Yeah, but I disassociate romance with buildings. Because I cannot afford yet. My dream home will only happen like 48. Because I don't have my dream income yet. Why buy a dream home?
So practical lah.
Yeah, practicality. So a lot of people are like, oh, by 28, I just buy the dream home set. Bro, you're going to live until 80 plus, Like if we can live past 2040, all of us will live forever and almost.
Why you say that?
Because of the advancement in medical technology.
Stay alive to your 2040, guys. Stay alive.
Meaning like, we can start growing our own organs already. And the rich people, the billionaires are doing it already. Why people die? Because most of the heart malfunction. Put back the new heart. So they are growing. Yeah, exactly. It is happening already. It's happening already.
Is it kind of eerie? Like that's something that's happening.
To me, property value suddenly shot up.
Because more people will be living.
Yeah. So to me, it's a very happy thing. But anyway, so that's the advice that I will give. Like when you think like if you are in Johor and you bought an apartment, then you think property is bad. But if you are the lucky ones who bought Setia Alam, Setia Eco Park when it was developing, you would think property is good. So to navigate this very confusing narration is to listen to people who knows their thing.
Obviously, it's important also they're in the game. They're not bystander. They're not bystander, right? Whether you used to be, it's like whether they used to play the game and then they are still a bystander. But you're talking to people who are in the game.
Yeah. But then it's also tough because a lot of people got interest in it. When you have that cousin that is an agent, every time you hear, hey, buy house lah, you how old already, you don't buy house, just nice lah, I got one property, ngam your budget. Then the auntie is like, yeah lah, buy from relative, my relative is the best, that's the worst. So that's why in my teaching, I got 4 basic steps. So just to browse through a little bit, right? The first step is to know your intent.
Okay.
You're buying a home or you're buying for investment. Actually, there's one more intent is to show off. So a lot of people buy 4 seasons to show off. Like cars also, you got one fancy car, one I love, one is practical, go and buy Chai one. Right? The other one, the second step is to know how much you can afford. So never go beyond your affordability. And it also zooms down the energy of looking for the right one. Let's say you can only afford 400,000, right? Don't go and browse a 1 million one. Stop looking at Bangsa already, please. Bangsa South lah, let's go.
South.
Don't face reality lah, right? Don't be ashamed of it. But you can build from there, no problem. Then the third step is to visit 20 different properties around the budget you have. So 400,000, you want to go for a landed far away, or you want to go for a shoebox in the city center? Old, new, freehold, leasehold, high floor, low floor. All these matters. You can go for a 3-bedroom old one or go 1-bedroom new one. Same, still 400,000. Then you pick the right one and make the informed decision and take calculated risk. That's step 4. Very concise. Then like whatever things or advice that people throw at you, right? You just tie back to this framework. Hey, you know what? That guy's full of shit.
I like that.
So
you know the funny thing was listening to you, right? I can swear, right? That's the exact same thing we talk about cars.
Exactly.
What do you want a car for? Is it a sports car or is it a daily, right? You know, somebody say, I want to buy a daily car that can do sports car. Come on lah, right? You know, if you're, the different functions, right? Then later number 2, what budget you have, right? You know, right? Every budget also got right cars, for example, right? Then the third thing is go and see lah. Don't go and sit down there. Then don't go and scroll all the cars you can't afford, right? Then it's the same thing.
Exactly the same.
And your friends will tell you, bro, buy Golf GTI lah. You know, you can tune to 300 horsepower, bro. Why you buy this car?
Never got anything problem. You go look for. Hey, you pay for the bill, huh?
But the bugger very Honda.
So I think that's the advice that I would get from other people. Like what's the worst advice, right? The worst advice is you receive from people that you don't even know.
Solid. Yeah.
Like solid. Buy this stock. Wow, that's the
Yo.
worst.
There's I scared. I really hate that. Thomas, what stock nice to buy today? I say I don't. Even you got answer, you don't give.
Yeah.
That's why it's really that's really solid. Like I believe that you need a decision making framework. So what you just provided for our viewers was this is the decision making framework. Because situations might change, right? Economy might change up and down, right? Opportunities come and go, but the decision making framework stays the same. Right? That's the only thing that's a very good one. Yeah. Wow. I think our studio manager is saying we are about end of time. But I want one last question, okay? And we try to half the Sean, okay? Because this is it. If you can go back in time and say you find an age, right? And then you talk to that guy. And then what age would that be? You talk to that young Sean. What age that Sean is, and what advice would you give Sean? And I always ask this question because I think, as a lot of people watch this kind of podcast series or content, there's something very valuable. Maybe it's for someone, maybe it's for not. But just what would you tell your younger self, and what age would that person be?
Wow.
I know I got a full list of things to tell myself also, but
I don't really have one because I talk to myself a lot. I got no friends, man. Even when I'm my school days,
You
also,
got
I got
more
no
properties than friends. No, no lah. I'm sure.
Actually, I got more properties than shoes. They all be like, show off or whatever. That's why I never buy stuff. I got one shoe, the same shoe for speaking on stage, the same shoe at gym, the same shoe I go
until it goes kuya, right? Same as me.
until my folks at the company like, hey, can you just get one shoe? And like, okay lah. Advice at 20. I think it's at 24 or 25. When things are good, this is where is it Tom Hanks? Yeah, Tom Hanks. I think he said it in the round table between all the actors. This too shall pass. So we will need to accept good times will come, bad times will come. Good times will come, bad times will come. That's just how life works. So don't be too devastated when it's bad time, but don't get too
high
euphoric when it's high time.
Yeah.
So that was my official first high time, and I got really carried away. So carried it away in the sense where you are egoistic, because I was in a high position. I was making a lot of money at my age. I have a lot of assets. I know what I'm doing, but the market gave me a big tight slap lah. So when that happens, suddenly like, hey, nobody likes you, bro. But people dare not tell it to your face because they still need you. So that's time, okay, this was a past. So stop being a dick. I was a dick, really like. So throughout my school days, right, I was good in sports. I was good in academics. I was Toko Plaza. All this was since young. I was school representative for a few sports, calligraphy, orchestra, whatever you name it. So I was always on stage, right? No problem performing and whatsoever. But until the failure, that was the big fail, and even my mom hated me then. She don't like talking to me. We're very cocky. Like, I know one It's not very snobbish. My mom called it snobbish. So I think at that time, just tune down that part lah. Treat people like humans lah. Because I was too into the game where I treat people like tools. And it was working all the while. Oh, I need him to do this for me. I need him to do this for me. This will work. This will work. When they click, then I make my money. Then let's go. That was me being. So that's why like a lot of old colleagues that meets me recently like, oh, you're so kind. You are so kind now. Because last time no such thing, right? So I think besides money, like we pursue all this kind of fancy stuff, right? I think ultimately it's the relationships that count. So of course you have money with relationships is the best lah. But I chose the route because I didn't know I need both. I didn't know I need relationships. So after I have money, and there will be a lot of people in life where they have all the money in the world, like even Robert Kiyosaki just got divorced. You have all the money in the world, so what? Until a point of time, right? Until a number, whatever extra, that's it already. So a constant struggle for me is, do I really need 25 properties? When I'm lying in my deathbed, will I regret not pulling the trigger for my 23rd? Shit, I should have got that property, right? Now it tripled already. Yeah. Or I will miss the time of my kid's graduation. Or I couldn't celebrate with him in this hotel. I couldn't be for my wife in whatever event.
Perspective, man.
Yeah, so suddenly, right, 100,000 when you're going to die next week, right, it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why time is the same. When I give you all the time now, you won't feel it. What for? But when I give you extra 15 minutes, at the moment that you really need it,
it's everything.
Yeah. So that's the perspective that I will give my 24-year-old dumbass.
Hey,
Yeah.
you used to be young and dumb. Now if we do dumb things, we're just dumb, right?
Yeah. So that would be my advice.
You know, you. I think what came across to me is that you are a person that really live by those words, because it takes, again, like see how you respond to your community, right? I don't comment much because I just see and consume.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But I really read. I don't hit the like. I should hit the like, right? Guys, don't be stingy. If you watch our content, just hit our like, right?
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, but when it takes a sort of person that values relationship, values contribution, and from the get go, you said you wanted to be one day. When you pass away, people say, "Hey, you made an impact in my life." That really hit me to the core, because that's what I wanted to do. Although I have a car YouTube channel, I think that I wanted to create this podcast for that very reason too. I want someone to watch this channel and go, "Oh, because of that video I watched talking to this guy, and then boom, this topic really changed my life." So it really demonstrates. I mean, what you just said about like you value relationships. Yeah. Guys, I think we have to
We have to wrap
this up. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, please. I think first of all, let's. I want to really thank Sean. Right?
Yeah, I speak and then I bleed.
Hey, yeah, guys, it's really bleed, guys.
just like the
You
microphone.
bleed, you. Blood, sweat, and tears, man. Okay, but yeah, I mean, from our friends from also, if you want to, please, I won't say I've not said if you want, please follow Sean. Property is such a. I'm still learning more about property as well. It's such an important tool to leverage in our life. Don't think just property like it's a tool to get you to where you want to go to, but you can master it. I enjoy his property reviews. There's a lot of subjective things that he's able to show. Check out his channel. Do check it out. And yeah, thanks so much for being on the podcast. I learned so much. Like I always see you on property reviews, but now having this talk, wow, it's also a life-changing conversation for me.
It's a different side, right?
Different side, yeah, different side. But a very, it's very powerful. Like it takes a lot of courage to share what you share, But I'm confident people watching this is going to get perspective. So thank you so much for laying it on the table and keeping it 100. Because it takes courage to do that. Respect, right? So guys, this is the end of the podcast, and hey, see you on the next one.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
No?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, next. All right. Cheers, guys. Cheers. This podcast is managed and also created with Sparks Digital. Now, why should you listen to this ad? Because content creators like myself, we got so many things to do. And if you're a content creator or you're a marketing person or trying to reach out to more people, creatives are one of the most important part. How to do something, what to do, ideas and stuff like that. And I rely a lot on the team in Sparks Digital to create content, just like this one over here. If you need help with ideas, campaigns, or even dealing with crisis management, whatever, these people, they're really smart and they're really fun to work with. And the best part is that it keeps giving me fresh ideas on how to grow my channel and also my influence. Right? So big shout out to Sparks Digital. You want to find out more? Link in the description below, and let them know that Thomas sent you. Maybe to give you a special discount. I don't know. Right. Sparks Digital.